We're back here live at the Allstate Arena, and that big spine bust from Brian McLeod. And Brian McLeod with a series of stomps at Brian Walker's chest. I think Brian McLeod is looking to finish this match right here and setting up for something big here. That big sideways flapjack from Brian McLeod. And I think Brian McLeod is calling for that spear we've seen before. He's setting it up. And that huge spear from Brian McLeod taking out Brian Walker. This might be it. 1, 2. No, Brian Walker barely kicked out and playing possum, going outside the ring and going back in now. And Brian McLeod with that big bulldog while coming back in the ring. Brian McLeod pushing him off. But Brian Walker catching him. A huge kick to the gut. And Brian Walker throwing him in the ropes. But misses what he's looking for. Brian Walker throwing Brian McLeod in the turnbuckle. Looking for something. I don't know what the hell he's setting up for. And a big neck breaker from off the turnbuckle. Brian Walker turning these things around this match. With a huge clothesline from Walker. Brian McLeod's up and a kick to the gut. Locking up with Brian Walker. What is he looking for? Another one of those big spine busters bringing Brian Walker down the mat with all that force. Brian McLeod is undefeated right now here in TXW. Is he going to walk out still undefeated here tonight? Right now, looks like he is with that big devastating spear he hit on him. But that wasn't enough to get the 3 count. And Brian Walker getting the offense again with that big right hook. Walking up. Brian McLeod turning it around on him. And Brian McLeod looking for a submission, a half Nelson choke. Brian McLeod with a series of knees to Brian Walker's head. Brian Walker is having trouble gaining his offense. He gets it there for a minute, then Brian McLeod turns it around. A big look at the maneuver by Brian McLeod. A huge boot from Brian McLeod. Brian McLeod being the dominant one, taunting. I think he's starting to become one of the fan favorites here in TXW, even if he's not showing respect to some of the veterans here. He's looking. Brian McLeod has been a world champion in REW, and I think and Brian McLeod setting up for something. I think he's looking for that finishing maneuver he calls the mile high. Mile high from Brian McLeod. This might be it. 1, 2. No, Brian Walker barely kicked out again and playing possum outside the ring. Brian Walker coming back in. Brian McLeod. That was not enough to get Brian Walker. And what the hell is he looking for? That big capture suplex from Brian McLeod. Brian McLeod being the dominant one. He's looking for something and throwing him in the turnbuckle and turning into a German suplex, popping the hips. Brian Walker finally getting some offense again, but no. Missing where he's looking for. And a throwback from Brian McLeod. And Walker's trying to get his offense still. And there it is with that big enziguri dazing Brian McLeod, throwing him into the turnbuckle again. And what is he looking for? I think he's looking for that European uppercut we've seen. And Brian Walker going on the turnbuckle. He's looking for that big moonsault. Brian McLeod. Brian Walker finally getting his offense, trying to get a groove back in this match. And no. Brian McLeod catching him each time, but no. Brian Walker turning it around and bringing him back to the kick. A knee to Brian McLeod's skull. Another knee. And no, Brian McLeod. These two are even here, reversing each other's maneuvers. Brian McLeod wrenching his arm and looking for that. Another one of those big capture suplexes. This might be it. And Brian McLeod setting up for submission. And referee count for a rope break. And he breaks it up at a 2 count and stomping away at the chest again. This might be it. No, Brian Walker is up, looking for something. And no, Brian McLeod pushing him off. And Brian McLeod looking to finish it, I think, with those big punches. Knee to the gut. And what's Brian McLeod looking for? I think he's looking for Mile High again. This might be it. The second Mile High we see in this match. And there it is, another Mile High. This might be it this time. 1, 2, 3. Brian McLeod is still undefeated here in TXW, beating Brian Walker. Here comes the new tag team champion, one half of the tag team champions, Everett Creed. He just won the tag team championship belts on Sacrifice by beating Jack Strider, the one half of G-Generation X, in a 2-on-1 handicap match. And he is here to compete tonight against the United States champion, Kevin the Kid. And what a big momentum boost if he beats another champion. Kevin the Kid, very well-known superstar here in TXW. Everett Creed making a name for himself by winning his first championship belt, the World Tag Team Championship belts, last week on Sacrifice. Here he comes, the TXW original Kevin the Kid, a fan favorite here in this match. Everett Creed staring him down while he's walking to the ring. Kevin looking confident as always, facing no matter whoever he faces. Kevin gonna pick up the win here, most likely here tonight. But Everett Creed is not an opponent to be underestimated, as he's a new champion here in TXW. And Kevin is always top of his game. We're here with our main event. Kevin the Kid, the United States champion, versus the current tag team champion, Everett Creed. And Everett Creed starting things off, locking up with Kevin. And Kevin reversing. These two are very technical wrestlers, as we've seen these two wrestle. Kevin starting with the momentum and looking for that Hurricane Rana, bringing Everett Creed down the mat. Kevin is a brawler and a technician, and so is Everett Creed. Everett Creed getting tossed over to the ropes. Everett Creed punching him, and Everett Creed looking for something, that big springboard elbow from over the ropes. Everett Creed throwing him into the ropes and bringing him down with that big arm drag. Kevin slowly getting up. Everett throwing Kevin in the ropes again, looking for something, and Kevin reversing him with that big knee to Everett's skull. And Everett locking up, wrenching his arm, looking for something, in a series of slaps and kicks, and that big, huge kick knocking Kevin out. A kick to the gut from Everett Creed. Locking up with another headlock. A big knee from Everett, and Kevin catching with that big enziguri. Arm drag from Kevin the Kid. Kevin trying to get some momentum again. These two, like I said, are very technical, locking up, reversing each other. And hold on, folks, we're going to take another quick commercial break. Stay tuned for the rest of this main event match we have here.